Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's all right. And this looks good. This looks okay. Checking out Voice of America 15580 is pretty good in English from Botswana Relay. And I'm going to do something like this. I think it's going to be more of an interesting part. Here we go. Hope everybody's all right. And there we go. We can start. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday shortwave and radio in general live show. We are here every Saturday, 20 hours Universal Time. So if your time is on UTC, you'll always be okay. But if your time is local, remember that in North America, we are changing our clocks tonight. So next week, the show might be 1 hour later than you're used to. Once again, it stays the same at UTC. As long as you live your life in UTC, you're fine. It's always the same. But local time will change. So it'll be an hour difference. So don't forget, for most of North America, except places like Arizona and I think Saskatchewan, don't change. But for the most part, we change our clocks for the summer that is slowly coming. Would that be and could that be the last time we change our clocks? I don't know. I'm not convinced yet that there's really that big of a um, effort. There's an interesting story if you listen to the International Radio Report show. Tomorrow we have an interesting story where AM radio stations are not sure it's a good idea to stop the time change, especially if it stays at daylight savings time, because of the patterns, day night patterns that AM radio stations have. It has an impact because some stations might still have to use low power, and sometimes when they usually get high power to get more listeners in prime time, like at the morning drive. So that's kind of an interesting thing we don't think about. So, anyways, we are here, and of course, we're going to have fun with radio as usual. Talk about a radio. Waiting. I'm waiting for two radios actually by Amazon. So if the doorbell rings while I'm gone, while I'm here, I'm waiting for a Sanjian Wi-Fi radio, which was an internet-only radio, and of course Bluetooth and all the stuff. I wanted to have something that had great sound quality and with stereo speakers. So I came across that Sanjian WFR 32, I believe, and it has all the capabilities of playing from different sources. Also, what's nice, I'm not going to get bitten again. I had the WFR 20, I believe, was the model that I had previously, that I had for 7 or 8 years before it became obsolete, kind of due to the database, the radio database going away. What's nice with this one is it accepts several different databases, plus it accepts many subscriptions like Google Music or YouTube Music, Prime Music, and Spotify, stuff like that. So whatever happens, there's always sources that will be able to give it, some internet stuff and a little more. And I believe there's also some changes that, even if there would be no more aggregators, you could manually, send links to it easily to just say, Here are the links to stream from these sources. So it'll never kind of be obsolete technically. Never, nothing is ever, perfect and not become obsolete. But so this is going to be an interesting thing. I wanted to have one for a while. I kind of enjoy playing with that a little bit. Kind of a different thing. It's not radio and in the sense of radio, shortwave and stuff like that. It's a different thing for me. That's a different category. It doesn't replace. It's something else for me. And I'll do probably what I always do. I'll be using it for mostly for music, anyways. And one of the things that I'm going to receive also, which was on sale, a St. Gian AM/FM radio, which I thought was cute. I was actually looking at the St. Gian radios because I went to a store, and I'm going to talk about it a little later when there's more people in the that arrive in the live show. But I went to a local radio store that still exists downtown Montreal, called Lathan Audio, mostly specialized in hi-fi sound systems, TVs, and turntables and stuff like that. But they have a very very complete set of St. Gian AM/FM radios. They had a St. Gian shortwave. They had a shortwave, a weird brand shortwave that I've never heard before, and I almost purchased it, but I was in a hurry. Next time I'm downtown, I think I'm gonna go and take a look at it because it was like $40. I was like, well, that's for $40, let's check it out. So, anyways, it's a transparent, translucid AM/FM pocket radio from St. Gian, and it was 30% off. So on Amazon. So I thought, yeah, you know what? All from comparing the prices from that place in Amazon to see what was the differences. Anyways, so that should be coming today. Apart from that, it's just a great time to listen to the radio. Where the last couple, we're in the last few weeks where we're in the schedules, the famous A schedules for the B schedule, sorry, for 2022. So right now we're at the B22 schedules, which end at the end of March. So in a few weeks from now, we're going to be at the A23 schedules, the first schedules of the year of 2023 for shortwave radio. So in a few weeks, we might be a little messed up with where the stations are again for a few weeks, the time that the schedules actually get fixed. So, welcome aboard. My name is Gilles. I'm located in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, northeast part of North America. We're here to entertain. We're here to listen to the radio. We're here to talk radio, answer questions, and hope that you enjoy this show. We've been doing this for about 10 years now. 20, I think it's 2013 was the first live show I did. We've been 10 years now, almost. And we'll, of course, be checking out. I might do a little experiment a little later to see if some of you guys catch the signal. I might be sending. I might be trying to send a little CQ and single in SSTV, slow scan television, on 10 meters. I might not do the 20-meter band because I think the 20 meters um, might have still some issues with the 20-meter band. But on 10 meters, I'm fine. So I'm going to possibly try a little SSTV. So prepare your apps for a little later. We're going to see how it goes. So there's a chat room if you want to join in. Beautiful chat room with wonderful people that are here to have fun also, and they're great people. I mean, these are great, people that are here to help. I think we have the best crowd of all the shortwave groups in terms of politeness and having fun and just not caring about either politics or religion, which is none of that has anything to do with what we do here. There are other places to talk about that if you wish to talk about that. Lots of newcomers to the hobby also with this group, which is kind of interesting. We think about the hobby as being a hobby that's, fairly a lot of people, older people in general. But hey, we also have some young people here that start out and are having fun. Have bought their first radio, just trying it out, um, and it's kind of cool. I often see people, I miss the good old days and so on. We can't go that direction. Yeah, the good old days are the good old days when there's a lot of stations. Today's the way it is, and we got to live with that. We can't go back, and we can't change that. We got to live with what we have now and be happy with what we have now and enjoy the hobby the way we can today. Unfortunately, also I always say it, the number one problem with our hobby is the noise. Prevents a lot of stations from being heard where they would be actually heard easily, in general, if it wasn't for the noise floor, the noise level we have today. When the show's over, there's a Facebook group, official SWL channel, this Facebook group where you can also continue the conversation, share what you're listening to. Pretty active group, more than 3,000 members there. And so, I think we have a lot to offer. And of course, in the weeks, I try to post as many videos as possible about, radio listening, things I'm listening to, comparing radios. I posted 2 videos on the SDR Uno software and SDR Play, how to tune the VHF, UHF bands and get also the broadcast FM broadcast band on your SDR. Things that we think someone like me and many of you will take for granted. It's like, well, there's nothing complicated there. Yeah, but for a lot of people, it's a lot. There's the misunderstanding of many things, how to tune a specific band, and what modes to use also, because these are all things we don't know. For we hear FM, but there's a lot of different bandwidths in FM. There's the narrow FM, and there's FM wide for the band, listening to the broadcast band. All sorts of things that the knowledge isn't there necessarily because we don't, we just think FM is FM. But no, there's more to it than just knowing that it's a mode, frequency modulation. So, I try to help out as much as possible to get people into the, tuning around and knowing how to tune around their different devices they have. When I see questions or I see some people that are kind of a little lost in how to do something, well, often it gives me an idea to post a video about it so that hopefully it's going to help out. And I did get a lot of feedback, people saying, you know what, this is great because I had no idea how to tune an AFM broadcast band on it. Or even some people are like, I didn't even know I could tune these frequency ranges on my SDR Play. Remember, it is a wideband receiver. The SDR Play devices go from way down, and the 10 kilohertz range all the way up to 2 gigahertz. They are a wideband receiver. And contrary to a lot of radios you can buy that are wideband, not only is the performance pretty good across the spectrum, but also it is not blocked in any way. You can tune every frequency in there, as they're not, for some reason, categorized as scanner radio equipment for some reason. I don't know if that could change in the future, but for now they are going through like, this isn't anything special. So welcome aboard, everyone. Hope that you're going to enjoy the show today. Master Players Radio and Television Plus Gaming. Nice to have you here from Morgan City, Louisiana, WA5107 SWL. Nice to know you got my QSL card, Bobby. Matt, nice to have you here. I'm DK2 from Denver, Colorado. Also, nice to see that you got my ham QSL card for the contact we made. Richard Wagner, nice to have you on board from Northeast Illinois. We have Jay Watterson 69. Nice to have you here. Jeff King from Jacksonville, Florida. Nice to have you on board. Canadian Radio TV guy. How are you, my friend, from Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada? How's that ham license going? Didn't you, weren't you going to get that at some point? Brad, nice to have you here in Texas. KW1161, nice to have you here from Tucson, Arizona. Michael, nice to have you here from Northern New Jersey. We have Artist Out of Crafter's Kitchen. Wow, you were in a major car accident last week. You know what's important is that you're okay. I had a friend of mine went and got into a big accident, and his first comment was the car's wrecked. My first comment is, "Who cares about the car? It can be replaced. I care about you because you can be replaced if something happens to you." So car is it's sad and it's a hassle to deal with all of it, but a car, it can be replaced. Who cares? It's you that can be replaced. So it's you that needs to be okay. Nice to have you on board. So nice to have you here, my friend. TVDXer, salut. J'espère que tu vas bien. Nice to have you on board. Toujours un plaisir. Toujours un plaisir. Let me just try to catch where I am. I got something changed on my keyboard. I'm going down way too fast. We have Robin, Phoenix, Arizona. David's Radio Room. Nice to have you here from sunny Central Georgia. Anthony Friends from Florida. Beautiful weather. Nice to have you here. RJDA Dakota. Nice to have you here from Winsville, Missouri. WA0113SWL. Boomers Life. Nice to have you here in San Diego, California. Yeah, you guys are having a hell of a weather down there in California. It's crazy. Mental Lunar, nice to have you here from Connecticut. DJW883, nice to have you on board from Southeast Pennsylvania. Here it's a spring like, March. It's typically a March day, about 37, 38 Fahrenheit, 3 Celsius, and sunny. Really typical March day. Now we're looking at something because there's a possibility of a storm, a snowstorm, which I hope is not going to happen. I just noticed that I left my phone somewhere else, so I don't have my phone with me. What else do we have? And March here is the biggest problem. March is the month where it could be spring like, almost summer like one day, and huge snowstorm the next day. So until we get to at least mid April, you know what? Anything can happen. So, Rob, nice to thank you for the audio check. Nice to have you as the in place audio technician. Always nice to have you here. Keegan DeXter, nice to have you here from Northwest Arkansas. We have Cliff Bolts, nice to have you here. WD4OBP. Hello there. Nice to have you here. Metalunar, nice to have you here. Says, been having quite a bit of difficulty picking up DXCB traffic lately. Have conditions been difficult for receiving these upper bands? Actually, conditions are amazingly good. So I would check your antenna and check and make sure that everything is fine on their side, because as for skip, there's been a lot of it. I mean, the 10-meter band's been open all the time, so there should be a lot. I haven't specifically listened to the CB channels. Maybe I can check it out here. Let's check the Super Bowl channel. Super Bowl channel is riding. It's pretty crazy. So with the Super Bowl channel going crazy like that, shouldn't be a problem usually. So I don't know. Maybe check your setup, or make sure maybe you could have by accident listened to when there was a solar flare, or if there were some geomagnetic disturbances, and maybe you just were a little unlucky tuning just the perfect times when nothing was on. But um, right now it should be on. So check your radio now. If you don't hear anything, I don't know. Check your antennas and so on. Algernon Sour Gravy, nice to have you here. Chuck Schreiber, nice to have you on board, and 5KVO from South Texas. Kevin Murray, nice to have you here from Wyoming. And it's your birthday, so cool. Happy birthday. KK7HGD. Mine is coming up in a week from now, the 20th. So just going to be on Monday. 13th is a Monday. So coming up 13th, 20th is on a Monday. Sorry. So 13th, so, yeah, that's it. 20th is on a Monday. So that's gonna be, I don't know. I got nothing special prepared. Mr. Squirrel from upstate New York. Nice to have you here. Trevor, nice to have you here. K Dong, nice to have you here. Good morning. Um, Greg, the Catman, saying hello from Southern Illinois. John Beckham, nice to have you here from Northeast Florida. Um, Danny Shortwave, Radio DX, nice to have you here from Yonkers, New York. Don Royal, nice to have you here from Arizona. Or maybe not from Arizona. Arizona does not change time. Yeah, like Saskatchewan, Canada. I believe Arizona is the only state in the U.S. that doesn't change time, right? Are there any other states that do it? WA7330 SWL is the call from Don. Rob 1794. Ben Franklin had an idea. Let's move an hour from the morning daylight to the evening, and let's do that. Why? Do that? Why? So that we are. So what are we doing? Um, Yeah, Glenn Danzler, nice to have you here from South Carolina. We have Kevin, nice to have you here from the Valleys in South Wales, UK. Michael, good point. Um, King and the Extra, the radios I have with 24-hour time modes, I set to UTC. King and the Extra, I keep one of my 12-hour clock in Central Standard Time, which will otherwise become Mountain Daylight Time after tonight. And Krishna Prasad, nice to have you here. Greg, nice to have you on board. Summon Templar, nice to have you here. We have Save Candles. Yeah, Save Candles. Well, apparently they applied it to save electricity in some way, but I don't know if it works. Mike WX50, nice to have you here from Northwest Arkansas. Dwayne, nice to have you here from Northeast Tennessee. A shortwave, that is really good for an internet radio. The fact that it's not locked into one database for the stream content. Yeah, I got burned once, and I didn't want to get burned again because when I got the other one and the receiver database shut down, I was like, oh, really? It's like, yeah, you're rendering a perfectly useful device into a useless device. And actually, it serves another purpose now. A friend of mine needed to have a audio amplifier of decent quality for one of his devices he had. So when the radio became pretty much useless for me, it still had good audio and had a line in the back to serve as a external speaker. So stereo speakers. So I told him, I said, look, I got this really decent box that doesn't do anything at home. You can use them as as stereo speakers if you want. It sounds pretty good. So he said, "Oh, cool, I'll take it." And it's been used for that. At least it's been used for something. But the WFR32 actually at least has several different aggregators. You know, there's always going to be some aggregator that's going to work. VA3JPX, nice to have you on board. And I believe you can actually send to it through your phone links of streaming, which it will actually acknowledge. Which means that even if it didn't have any aggregators, you could just go on your phone and go to one of them on your phone and just say, "Hey, play that on the device." John Beckham, nice to have you here. Says, what is your opinion on new XH Data D109 since you recently purchased one? Just regarding its 17,000 kilohertz tuning problem. So, if I have to give a verdict on the D109, is that it's a fairly decent radio and telescopic. It does what it does really well. It is of good audio quality. The speaker in it, the reason why its weight, because it weighs more than other radios of the size. The reason for its weight is definitely the magnet for the speaker. Speaker sounds great. Um, Plays audio pretty good. It is sensitive. It seems to be sensitive throughout the medium wave and shortwave band. The scanning feature is great, works great. It's even more. I'd say the scanning feature seems to. I would give it a notch better than what Texan does on the ETM. It stops on weaker signals, and it is pretty good. Very with the bandwidth features and all of that, reasonably good quality when you have the feel of it. It looks pretty nice. And the only place I can't really test it much and don't can't give much of an opinion is long wave. I did compare my Radio R108, which is with the XH Data R109 for medium wave. The XH Data seems better. It could account that it could be better because it's a little bigger and maybe the internal ferrite is a little bigger. Um, I've seen a couple of comments of some saying they've not kind of agreed with my my compare, but anyways, and what I did here, the R109 is definitely better than the R108 in medium wave. But the one the radio R108 is pretty good, and if you have that, you already have a good radio, and plus you had the fact that the R108 has the capability for the airband VHF you want to tune in an airport, which the D109 does not have. The D109 has better audio though, and is capable of delivering some pretty nice music. FM is decent. It receives most of what I the standard beacons that I always call, like the WVPS station out in Burlington, Vermont. Sorry, 107.9. So it's a good radio, except if you want to use it on an outdoor antenna, forget it. That thing overloads very easily. And I even plugged clipped a alligator clip with a piece of wire on the telescopic just to see, and it didn't take very long wire for it to simply overload. So it overloads on external antennas. In that respect, in environments where you have very strong shortwave signals, that thing will become useless on an outdoor antenna. It really doesn't perform well. But on telescopic, if you're looking for something that you just use a telescopic all the time and so on, very good. Very, very good receiver. Not counting the problem that they had on it. Uh, the uh, the new ones now, they're back in the store, so the new ones are fixed, obviously. So now you can tune the proper frequencies. A decent radio. Honestly, it's a decent radio. It's just not a radio for a telescopic antenna. Okay. So let's continue here. Shortwave radio encounters. Nice to have you here. Skipwave DX. Nice to have you on board from the Catskill Mountains in New York. And antenna got knocked down by snow. The um, dreaded snow going. So, Jasmine, nice to have you here from Seattle. Matt says, yeah, 20 meters also busiest for this STV, so people might want a QSO when you're there. Yeah, I actually I made about 10, 12 QSOs. I finally got the hang of it, Matt. I prepared my pictures, and what also helped me a lot is there was this guy on YouTube um, that showed a full contact and how he was doing it, which kind of prepared me into the okay, this is how it goes, and now I can I haven't. The only thing I have yet to do is edit like the text, create my own fonts, and use my own fonts and colors, and rather than the standard what's in MMSSTV. So that's gonna come. But I have what 12, 10, 12 pictures right now, and I'm gonna add more of them so that I can send choose. I have a big choice of pictures when I send SSTV. But I made about 10 or 12 contacts. It was fun. It was really fun. I had one contact, overseas contact, with a Netherlands station on SSTV, and I had another one with France. So I got two SSTV pictures and contacts from a transatlantic, which is kind of cool. All my contacts were done on 20 meters. I did hear some SSTV on 15 and on 10, but I have not been able to make any contacts on 10 or on 15. Nobody answers back when I actually send out. But on 20, it's almost like now. If I would send on 20, chances are like 95% that I will probably get a reply back. So what do we have? Michael says, "Great to be here. You're still number one radio host." Theo, nice to see you. I hope you are well, my friend. Jasmine, my new Malahit came the same day I returned the other one. What a difference. Cool. The KW 1161 says it is best that Tucson doesn't have a ham radio store, as I would end up broke. Jasmine says new one with V1.10D seems more sensitive. It could be simply a setting that's different in it also. Maybe the RF gain isn't set the same, or some setting is different. Bo Bushor, nice to have you here. N1MJD from New York State. Nice to have you on board. What else do we have? Stephanie, greetings. Nice to have you here from California. Nice to have you here, Stephanie. What do we have? Jasmine says, pretty remarkable. I could pick up such a distant and relatively weak station in condo downtown Seattle on Malahite in nearly 30. V3FAL today, 9830 was being jammed by telemetry RTTY. It's been there. The 9830 RTTY is always there. It's not jammed. It's that frequency is the U.S. Navy. It's on 9830. That RTTY has been there for years, and it's comes from the East Coast, the U.S. Navy. And in the summertime, in the summer schedules, one of the biggest problems with that frequency is that Voice of Turkey always uses that frequency on for North America, Eastern North America, at 22, 23 UTC, 22, I think. And what happens is that for very often the Voice of Turkey copy is difficult because the RTTY is there, and often very strong here. But it's not jamming. It's really it's like WWCR before Dr. Jerry Plummer died last year. There was a mention of that because on 6115 WWCR's frequency in the 49-meter band, there was a RTTY that actually popped up last year for a few weeks. And it apparently came from the Canary Islands, was also for the U.S. Navy. And so they had a discussion with that, saying, that the U.S. Navy and the U.S. military in general don't seem to really care where they pop up. They just pop up somewhere and that's it. And they don't really care that it's in the middle of a, international broadcast band or whatever. You could see that he was kind of a little pissed off at the fact that the WWCR was kind of jammed, and because they were talking about, having to change frequency from 6115, and that to do so required them to retune and do many things that cost them money. So they weren't really happy, but after a few weeks, it went away. So, but 9830 has been there for years. I've for as long as I remember, 9830 had that RTTY signal. Uh, so nice to have you here, Rob, in Phoenix, Arizona. Stephanie says, first time here. I mostly do medium wave DX now, but started out as a kid on shortwave. Cool. That's fun. Medium wave DX is fun, honestly. So, you just have to um, when you're properly set up, you hear all sorts of things that are kind of cool there on medium wave. I don't DX medium wave enough. I need to take more time to do it. So, oh, doorbell. I'm back. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Some goodies arrived. So, a picture of this thing. So I got my WFR 32, my St. Jean. So this is going to be pretty cool. There we go. And here is this little St. Jean. SR35CL. And it smells perfume. Let's check that out. Earbuds. And look at that. Transparent. It's very light. Transparent AM FM receiver. St. Jean. With manual. That's pretty much it. So we might be tuning that a little later. I'm going to put batteries in here and check it out. So translucid. And let me see how it performs also. I'll be making videos of all of this. Well, not the Wi-Fi radio because I don't think it belongs to the channel, but other stuff. So some goodies. Here we go. Let's put this a little bit like this, back like it was. And so anyways, What else do we have? Let's go back up and go down. So 9830, yep, RTTY. RGDA says a lot of people believe the propaganda shortwave is dead. Every time I see it, I always fire back and steer them to this channel. Yeah, and it is not dead. Al Hernhardt, nice to have you here. We have Robert Cross, nice to have you here. Art Dodd, nice to have you here from New Jersey. K2ADC, pretty nice. Jasmine, I thought WLO was off the air. WLO is off the air. There are other maritime stations that are there, though. But WLO marine stations are off. Yes. Greg says in Franklin, Wisconsin, we had to have snow, 9 inches of snow Wednesday, and lost power Wednesday night. Power came back at, I would guess, 3 a.m. Spacebar, nice to have you here from the UK. We have Matt. Yes, thanks for the card. My daughter is happy that we have another image of Paul the cat in the house. Yeah, I'm gonna write to you about a little something, an idea I have. I don't know when your daughter's birthday is. Jasmine, the fun thing was I first picked up WLO on the Malahite when I plugged my AirSpy HF Plus Discovery. Because WLO is off. What frequency were you listening to? Because WLO is off the air. I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna check something here. It should, because there's other marine stations, but WLO and Mobile, Alabama, that should be gone. The transmissions of maybe something could be, but what frequency and time were you listening? And did you have a clear reception of WLO? Okay, that's kind of interesting. That is kind of interesting. Phil de Napoli, nice to have you here. Great shows every week. How do I know when I have all unwanted noise on SDR Sharp? Is there always a small noise level? Noise is always present to a certain level. I mean, even in the most cleanest, noiseless environment, the receiver itself will pick up natural noise that exists in the atmosphere, plus internal noise that the receiver might be creating itself a little bit. It's the level that is important, and for that, when you plug it in, if is looking at where your waterfall, where the signal levels of that noise floor, how high do they reach, and where's the peak? And if you try signals and have a lot of hard time because there's a lot of noise in it, there's an indication there. What else do we have? Soul Funk Defunct, nice to have you on board from Spain. Richard Wagner had an accident in 2012 that injured my back and made me disabled. Had job. Back is still painful. Wow. Brad Shaver, nice to have you here from North Illinois. We have Kevin, nice to have you here from New Jersey. We have V3FAL says 10 centimeters of snow here tonight in Thunder Bay. We're watching because they're kind of hinting at maybe 20 centimeters in Montreal on Tuesday. But they're not sure if it's going to be rain or snow. Aerial Imaging, nice to have you here from mild winter in Chicago in books. And it's almost antenna tinkering season. Yeah, coming. It's coming. Yeah, definitely. Mark W., nice to have you here from Vancouver. Theo loves snowstorms and power outages. The noise goes away and I can play for a few hours. Yep. Yep. Aerial imagings. Try some live QSLs today. Or you mean QSLs? What else do we have? Boomer's Life. Nice to have you on board. Back in Seattle area again. WFI Elmbrew, WF7I Elmbrew, sorry. Greetings from rural Virginia. Really having a blast with the sunspots at higher bands. New Mosley TA 63N 3-element Yagi doing amazing work here. DX up and down 10 and 12 meters. Cool. My new country of the week here is Kuwait. I got Kuwait on Thursday. I think it's Thursday. On 10 meters. Oh yeah, 10 meters is great. It's solar activity. Once I remember the 10-meter band, like the last solar cycle, and especially the solar cycles from the 90s. Just so amazing. Miji, nice to have you here. What else do we have? Let me go down. Kenneth, nice to have you on board from Louisiana. Autism's radio and channel to hang out. Nice to have you here. We have wow, that's terrible, Richard Wagner. What else do we have? Let me just go make sure that Puerto Rico doesn't change time, Danny Shortwave. Yeah. Hawaii doesn't either. Okay. Robert Varner, nice to have you here. MDK2, that's what I like about this group. You can learn a lot just from following the comments. Yep. WF7I Umbro, Joe, how was the Winterfest this year? I'm sorry I couldn't attend. Is anything recorded for on demand? So those that attended and paid their dues have the recordings, but you can't. If you weren't registered before the event, you're not going to get the recordings. That's something that maybe I should have suggested. I didn't think about it, but maybe some people would like to pay their $5 to get access to the recordings. That could have been nice. James Hyde, nice to have you here. Justin, the other cool thing I found was an app called CatSync, which lets me tune online SDRs with the Malahite. It even switches modes and bandwidth with it. Okay. Rob says only 2 states currently do not observe daylight saving times: Hawaii and Arizona, and apparently Puerto Rico. So, okay. Well, Puerto Rico is not officially a U.S. state. It's its own thing, but Hawaii and Arizona are U.S. states. Mike WX50, I joined Winterfest for the first time this year. I always wanted to attend in person in the past, so it was nice to do so virtually this year. It was a lot of fun. It's really, really a fun event. VE3KRP, nice to have you on board, my friend. Brad Klebel, nice to have you here. DBIC S777, nice to have you here from Connecticut, KC1PSK. Others Autocrafters Kitchen. Jill, do you think this will finally be the end of daylight savings time? All of it here, and even here in Canada, all of it depends on you guys. Because here, the governments all said, yep, no problem. But for that to happen, the U.S. has to do it. Because, anyways, we exchange so much goods between the two countries that, you got to be in the same time zone or else it's going to be complicated. So what here they're saying is, if the U.S. passes the bill and it works, yep, we're going here too. But the problem is you guys. That's where we're not really sure if it's going to happen or not. Um, Mika Dalmage, nice to have you here. Getting great reception of Shannon Volmet, 13264 Upper Sideman today. They have an online reception report form. How many other active stations like this are around? Oh, there's quite a few. There's Shannon Volmet. There's the Royal Air Force one. Try the Royal Air Force one from the UK on 11253, I believe. 25, around the 25-meter band, just below 11253. That's the Royal Air Force from the United Kingdom. And Shannon is on several frequencies also. You can hear Shannon on 5505 and 3513, something like that. And there's a few others. There are quite a few stations that give out weather reports like that. Of course, there's Gander. There's a couple in Australia has a few one. There's some of them from there's a couple from South America, I believe, also. There's quite a few of them. Marco Davi, nice to hear from England, and happy to be here. Actually, happy to be here. Adam Lozo, nice to have you on board. My first shortwave radio arrives tomorrow. Cool. Have fun with that. And if you have any questions, of course. Dwayne, nice to have you here from Tennessee. Blogger Die. Nope, I haven't gotten mine yet. Danny Shortwave, I have the new D109. They fixed the tuning issue. I agree with it. Shortwave scan is pretty good with telescopic. It's only default that I see really is that on the outdoor antenna it overloads. For the rest, it does very decently what it needs to do. There's a little bit of FM breakthrough, but on a scale of 1 to 10 isn't that bad considering my environment. The St. Gian ATS 909X2 is worse than that. So it gives you an idea, and that radio is much more expensive. So it should, I guess we should have our replacements soon for those that purchased the first one. What else do we have? Jasmine, I didn't know SSTV existed outside of 20 meters. Yep. Well, there's a assigned channel for slow scan TV on every band, even on VHF and UHF range. But 20 meters is most of the 90% of it. VE3FAL Fred worked some 10-meter FM simplex last weekend. Cool. I did my. I haven't checked this week. I need to check more the FM. The FM. I had a few Europe contacts the other day on FM. It was cool. That was very, very nice. WF7i Homebrew SSTV seems fun. That's one mode I've never transmitted on. There's so much you can do with this hobby. Yep, definitely. Hitman Radio 30. Let's listen to some 27385 lower sideband. Gill's Radar. Or Gill's Radar. Nice to have you here from Netherlands. PD1 PME. Nice to have you here, Paul. What else do we have? Hitman Radio 30 says, just talked to Germany this morning on CB radio on that frequency. Cool. Jasmine says, I copied the settings exactly as they were in the old one. I think it may be EMI shielding. The old, I think the new one is heavier, and there is a menu option in the hardware menu to filter EMI. Huh. Okay. Bullet says, got many SSTVs from years ago. Trevor, 9330 has been offline for around a week. Glenn Hauser writes, it's because of transmitter problems. V3, with what the trash that they're broadcasting, I should stay off. I would turn that 9330 into a 500 kilowatt relay of anybody that wants to relay. That would be cool. V3FAL, Fred says, good to know. Never heard it before until now. John Beckham, at what levels of sunspot activity? Um, what's the exact question? At what levels of sunspot activity? Where we are now? Because we're pretty high. We're the month of February ended with higher, roughly the same or even a little higher activity than the last solar maximum that happened 10 years ago. So that means we're heading for a pretty good, pretty strong um, solar cycle, I think. What else do we have? Kenneth will be on WWCR starting April 2nd, I would guess. 6115, Sunday, 7 p.m. Central. Cool. Jasmine says, too bad the U.S. Navy didn't put RTTY on Brother Stare. Yeah, that I wouldn't care. Honestly, I didn't really care on the 6115 WWCR, which is technically just that, almost. Blogger Dice says so much noise here on medium wave. Yeah. Jasmine, it would be funny if one of the cats hopped up on the chair and licked the mic. Yeah, who can it be now, Mike? Do you know the story behind that song? Who can it be now? By I forgot the name of the group. They so when they started off, they were living in a kind of sleazy apartment building where everything could happen, and there were tons of drug dealers all the time. So every time that there was a knock on the door, they never knew who it was going to be. And that song, "Who Can It Be Now," came out of that experience when he was almost scared of opening the door when there was somebody knocking. And often it was a drug dealer just knocked on the wrong door or whatever. And there was apparently some shootings and all sorts of things happening there. Missing cat or new radio. Package. Yes, John. Richard Califano, nice to have you here. Have you finally tuned your NOAA weather station or any FM broadcast? I posted 2 videos showing how to do it. WA2157SWL, nice to have you here. Keegan heard XERF from Mexico on 1570 last night. Wow, pretty cool. Nice to have you here. Fast load. Adam Lozo, Texan DL990, PL990. Thanks, Joel. Fun fact, my middle name is Joel. I'm such a newbie. Activity X-ray, yes. U.S. Navy coming to have a talk. If that would be something. It's like the doorbell rings, and I end up disappearing from the camera, and the live stream continues for hours with me never coming back. What would you guys do if that happened? Would you guys call your local cops? Hey, that guy from Canada doing a live show, he's missing for the last 4 hours. Oh, man. What else do we have? Fast load. I knew it. Harold Anderson, nice to have you here from Oslo, Norway. LB1NH, nice to see you. What else do we have? Yeah, it's there's something that's linked to the app of the phone, so that's what I like about that new St. Gian one. I'll show you guys, anyways. We'll take it out of the box, even though it's not shortwave or technically, for many of you, it's not technically a radio, even though it is. We're gonna take it out of the box. Paul Steckler, nice to have you on board. What else do we have? Yeah, cool looking transparent radio. Yeah, Keegan. I didn't even think about that. Those prison radios and TVs, they're transparent. Jail radio. Jail radio. Okay. I have to go back up a little bit. Okay, here we go. Forget your life, clear like a 90s Game Boy Advance. A new box for Paul, definitely. Definitely the correct size, although Paul is so fat now that I'm not even sure. WF7i Homebrew, LWWV, 25 megahertz, strongest I've ever heard today in Virginia. Yeah, I was hearing it. It's still here. I'm hearing it. It's about S9 plus 10 over here. I'm preparing to be hauled away by the U.S. Navy with the prison radio. I'll be doing live shows out from the jail. 5W1SA Samoa on 10 meters FT4 just bagged him. Someday he'll return to American Samoa, much near rarer DXCC, and operate. Wow, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Aerial imaging, world's first live, fresh from the mainland, hands unboxing. Yeah, it was a Amazon truck. TV Dostrowski, nice to have you on board from very snowy southern Alberta. Steve0432, nice to have you here, Steve from Quebec, Elmer, Quebec, VE2CYV. I've been making VE2 contacts on 6 meters because what happens when I'm working on other stuff in the office, I put the radio here on FT8 and I leave it on 6 meters all afternoon. And I look at what's showing up in the display in case there's an opening. And I'm hearing all of these VE2 stations from all around that are sending out a CQ for, 3 or 4 CQs in a row, see if anybody answers back. I took the habit of actually answering all of the CQs that I see on 6 meters from VE2 stations. And I'm located in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Matt says WWV 25 pretty decent here in Denver, normally well centered in the skip zone. Jasmine just broadcast I log was on WLO frequency and identified himself as WLO. Okay, check it out. It could be because WLO doesn't have marine broadcasts, but the station itself, I believe, still has maintained some form of communications, marine communications on HF. So I need to check that out a little more. Aerial imaging. I like the St. Gian DT200 little pocket radio. I think it's actually superior to CC Pocket. Jasmine, W8788 WLO. So that's interesting. 8788. Let me just check something here. Because on 8788, yeah, definitely one of the old frequencies, but it's not listed anywhere. Huh. Very interesting. Maybe worth, that reminds me, Jasmine, of about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I'm on 10536. And 10536 for me is a frequency I know in the past for a long time. It was CFH Halifax, which CFH, which means Canadian Forces Halifax. And they were sending out marine weather and radio teletype all day. And that station from Halifax actually got off the air many years ago. And about a year and a half ago, I crossed 10536 for scanning, and I hear a radio teletype signal. And I'm like, what's that? Fire up FLDG to see if I can decode, and it's CFH Halifax Forces. And I'm puzzled by the fact that for one full day it was transmitting RTTY, and the next day was gone and never came back since then. I've been monitoring from time to time. Tells me two things. They've kept, Even though it's been many years, they've kept the transmitter and the antennas intact, which makes me guess that they kept it because they're maybe thinking maybe someday we could need that again, or I don't know. And how come for one day it came out? Did somebody just bump a switch somewhere and it's like, oh, shoot, I accidentally switched it on for a day or something? I never, and no, like, I had no reports. I've seen nobody actually mention it. I was the only one that heard it. And I was like, yeah. And there's no one else that noticed it was there for a day. No one. Richard Califano, nowhere is very strong. Can receive 5 different ones on my scanner. I use the MLE30. That might be it. So yeah, because they have to be at my MLE30. It's and mine here is fairly strong because the my equivalent of NOAA here is Environment Canada, and that is on the mountain, on the Montreal mountain here. So I got a pretty much a direct shoot at it. It's not that far. So it's strong, but on the MLE 30, it's just okay. It's nothing, fancy. In the if I put my tram discount, oh, then it's like full blown. I have to even lower the RF gain. That's also something to be careful when you put the RSP device on a discount or something like that, an antenna that's good on VHF, UHF. You will, if you have a lot of strong VHF, UHF signals around you, you'll have to lower the RF gain, or else it's going to desensitize a little bit. So if you use the Tram 1411, Richard, uses a PL 239 to connect to the antenna, and on your RSP device, the other end, you will need, because the RSP has which one do you have? You have the RSP. Which RSP device do you have? Because if you have the DX RSP DX, there's a BNC connector on it. You can use that, but you will need for the connector for the RSPs are SMA. That's the type of connector you got there. So you might need a SMA to SO39 adapter, for example. It depends on the cables you have. That's what I use. I hear on when I want to tune, say, the Tram 1411. What I've got a coax that has on each end a PL259. So my RSP device, I have an adapter that is SO239 to SMA male. TV Dostoevsky picked up U.S. Coast Guard 13089 on marine conditions yesterday. It was a first for me. Noisy but readable. Yeah, 13089 is one of them. 8764 6501 4420 4426. All frequencies that you can get either from Chesapeake, Virginia. You can also, maybe on 13089, you might be able to hear the one in California or on Point Reyes, California. There's even one in Hawaii, I believe, or Guam. Guam and Hawaii also have some. Jasmine Cleary says, this is WO standing by. Yeah, it's one of the monitoring frequencies you probably got. They're not broadcasting the marine weather like they used to automatically, but I believe they probably have their listening stations still active. But the Tram 1411 is a very good discount. It's a very good discount. I got one here and works great. What is the frequency, Kenneth? Yeah. RSP1A. Yeah. Just use what you'll need. So on the scanner, I guess you have a BNC. depending on the scanner you got, I would guess you probably have a BNC on your scanner. If it's a BNC on your scanner, then you'll need a BNC, a BNC female to SMA male adapter. Sheldon Harvey, nice to have you here. So 30 people registered for the Zoom meeting, guys. That's not a lot. If we're going to remind everybody that if you want to join in on Sunday, March the 26th at 17 hours Universal Time, we will be having a Zoom meeting for the Shortwave channel here. So for that, you will have to register in advance to with the link that I'm going to give you here. So for the Zoom, I'm going to share the link. I've got something weird happening with the browser that seems to be not responding. Don't you just love experimental browsers? So here we go. I'll try again. I'm using a Canary version, which is a test version, so seem to have the problem here. So the Zoom meeting, man, it crashes all the time. That's nice. Let me just go back. I'm going to go by here, though. Here we go. Guess here it's going to work. So we have the link for the Zoom meeting, which is here. I can find it somewhere. I got it somewhere. So it's on March the 26th. And here we go. So I'm going to share this information with you guys. You click the link and register in advance for the meetup. It is for everyone on the channel here. You don't have to have a camera if you don't have to have a camera. If you join, you can have just a microphone and say hello. So here's the details, and you have the link in here, and you can join our Zoom meeting. So this is a special Zoom meeting where 33 people, as Sheldon said. So this is really the meetup for this channel, so anybody can join and have fun. It's nice to see you guys. I mean, there's a chat room, but we don't see each other. You guys see me. You all know who I am, what I look like. But it's fun to see you guys too. So why not join in? It all happens at the last Sunday of March, March the 26th, 17 hours Universal Time. And you'll be able, or 1 p.m. Eastern, and you'll be able to just have a fun little afternoon, fun day, depending where you are in the world, and join us and have a little look at what we all look like and have fun exchanging about radios. And I think it's going to be a fun event. What else do we have? What else do we have? Just go down here. Yeah, New York Vomit. Yeah, now it's only Gander every that's there every 20 minutes. Yeah, Trenton Military and Ontario 6754. Right now in the daytime it's 15034. You guys can try that if you want. If you guys want to try that. Skip, nice to have you on board. No sorries because you're late. It's all right. What else do we have? So Sheldon also shared the D link. So why not join in and say hi? Jasmine, what will be the peak year for the solar cycle? Well, it should be somewhere between what's predicted is that somewhere between 2024 and 2025, something like that. Yeah, may not work for who can it be now? Vinline 12, nice to have you here. I am behind in the chat as usual, about 15, 16 minutes now. Let me just. Here we go. Let me go down, go down. If I miss out on anybody, say hi again. James Binder, nice to have you here. Joe Walker, nice to have you here. Landy Quadersky, nice to have you on board. Jill spending the money today. Yeah, I have to relax though. I'm going a little crazy over radios. VT Radio, Paul, nice to have you here from Vermont, AA1SU. John K6RXD, nice to have you on board. We have Paul from Albuquerque, New Mexico, watching on his tablet. Nice to have you on board. And he's got his trusty Sony ICF playing with the background. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Billy Jack's Wild America. Got a PL330 for $67 on Amazon, and I think it sounds better than the Ethon Elite 750, especially in shortwave single sideband receive. Sad and amazed at the same time. Yeah. And easier to tune on SSB because of its precision and display. You don't have to fiddle with a BFO, which is a little touchy on the 750. Richard Califano, thanks, Joe. Look at your videos. What else do we have? Danny Shortwave, Jill, you have a channel that you can post the internet radio video. I subbed to it a long time ago. Yeah, I remember. I still have that channel that's left behind. I'm going to check out. I have one which is gadgets, also that I haven't posted in years. But yeah, I'm going to. So 427 subs. Maybe I could, revive that internet radio review. Maybe transform it into some channel where, I don't know. I'm going to check it out. Why not, Jasmine? Maybe you'll have us rediscover WLO. Dave Rhodes, nice to have you on board. Seems you have discussed the new XH Data D109 earlier. Would it be worthwhile step up from D808? It's not a step up. The D109 is not a step up. It's a step down from the D808. The D808 is the step up. The D109 does not have single sideband, does not have airband, does not have RDS. The step up is the D808, not the D109 receiver. What else we have? Justin says, it reminds me that scene in the 90s movie Contact where the aliens played back old broadcasts from Earth. Yeah. Yeah, and they unfortunately had to rebroadcast Hitler, which was not fun. V9 JMC on the antenna would be a SO239 connector. The RSP1A has an SMA female. Yep. So it would be either if you can get such a cable, PL 259 on one end, but you already have the cable, you plug your scanners on it, so you would want probably to just change. So if your scanner has a BNC, because I'm assuming your scanners probably have a BNC, most of them did. then you would need to have simply an adapter that would be a BNC female to SMA male, and you'd be able to connect it to the RSB. Adam Lozo, live in stucco house where internet connection is terrible inside the walls. Will I need an external antenna for decent reception? It's possible that for shortwave in some buildings and the way that the house are built, you know, this is it's a possibility. And not just that, sometimes it's not just how the house is built, it's all the noise that you got inside that it's better to have an outdoor antenna. Yeah, Matt, lure of the planet Omicron Percy I hate. Yep. They even came to Earth because they didn't have that the final show of the female lawyer whatever show, which I found funny. John Beckham, Dave Rosell gave the XH data a good rating, but it's better to scan and use a telescopic antenna instead. Yep, better the telescopic. Yep. That's interesting that WLO is broadcasting marine weather. Huh. I'll have to monitor that frequency. Kind of interesting. I'll be adding that to my utility column in the messenger. Keegan registered for the Zoom meeting. Aerial imaging. It's interesting that every other connection is a connection designator like SMA, BNC, male, female, but there's PL 259 and SO 239. Same connection, male, female. Yeah, I've thought about that too. It's like, why are they giving a different name? Why didn't they say PL 259 male, female? No, they had to say SO 239 for the female part. And I was like, what? Okay. And the PL 259 is the male part. Why? Definitely a weird one too. Because everything else is male, female. I mean, you know. So Mike WX50 just registered. Greg Schreier, I saw a review on Amazon claiming the D219 is tuned to 1 kilohertz steps versus 9 or 10. Can anyone confirm this? Yeah, I don't know. 319 register now, so register, guys. And we're going to have fun seeing each other on March the 26th. What else do we have? Let me go down. So Simon Templar's got 15034 in Oregon. Sean Harvey up to 43 now. Come on, guys. KW 1161. You scream, I scream. We all scream for radios. David in Barcelona. Nice to have you here. EA3IEK. Pretty cool to have you here. You should have my QSL soon if you don't have it yet. I'm getting comments of everybody getting QSLs. So Dwayne, 15034 strong in Northeast Tennessee. Yeah, here it's usually skips over pretty much all the time. You can try it here. Oh, wow. I hear it. I hear it. Skip is shorter today because I usually 15034 is not one that I hear most of the time because it skips over. Let's check it out here on the MLA 30. Yeah, it's stronger on my NFED V, but it's definitely here. 15034, which is the military station, Trenton Military out of Ontario. Jerry, nice to have you on board. Anyone planning to go to Dayton in May? We should all meet up for lunch or dinner. Anyone interested? Jerry AC4BT. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, single female lawyer. That's the one, Math. Too much Futurama. I love Futurama. I just love Futurama. I can tell you. Just one of my favorites. What else do we have? Let's check it out here, everybody. Da-da-da-da. Just slowly going down. Ally McBeal. MDK2. So yeah, it's a parody of Ally McBeal. Yeah, it's sort of like that parody of the Twilight Zone. It's just called the Scary Door, and they went instantly to the twist ending at the beginning. This great show. Yeah, Scary Door. What else we have? Spacebar. Doing well on 17 meters, 20 watts, FT8 Japan using NFED wire. Yeah. Yeah, it's the time, pretty much the time now. Japan is kicking in usually 10, 12, 15, 17, 20. Pretty cool. Mike WX50 picking up 15034 in Northwest Arkansas S5. David, yes, as soon as I'm back in the main QTH, I'll check, of course. Looking forward to having your card with me. Marvin Motz, nice to have you here from the Japan Islands, cherry blossom capital of the world. Pretty cool. Hey, I'm down. So MDK2 here in Denver, we have crab apples, which can be quite lovely too, but the cherry and plum trees are prettier. Here we go. So we're down. So once again, guys, for those that missed it, the Shortwave Archive, nice to have you here from Colorado. Don't forget that you can join on March the 27th, our Zoom meeting, where we are going to have fun and kind of meet each other. And I think it's going to be cool. We had it in the past, and we thought we'd try it again this month, thanks to CIDX. So it's kind of the CIDX / official shortwave channel Zoom meeting. For those that also, let's do a little publicity here. For those that don't know, we have a well, you have the link there. So for the Zoom meeting, you keep the email that has the Zoom meeting. I don't think there's going to be a kind of an update saying, "Hey, there's a Zoom meeting coming up," but just make sure that you remember the date and that you saved the email. So we have something called the Canadian International DS Club also, which is a nice club where we have a fantastic bulletin called The Messenger. And this is this month's Messenger. If I can have it open, here we go. So this is the March edition of The Messenger. It's Canada's radio club, but it's also it's still also a lot of stuff that you can actually look at. You're part of a club. There's the messenger that has a nice bulletin every month. You'll have in a PDF form. It's an electronic publication. You have things like managing editor, headquarters report, board of directors report, the broadcast band column, You have very interesting, which is Miki Dalmich's QSL column. I have the world of utilities. This month I'm focusing on the United Kingdom. Lots of stuff there. Last month I had focused on Australia. A lot of stuff there too. So there's lots of interesting stuff there about things and utilities and every aspect of the hobby is in this club bulletin. We have the shortwave logbook, the free radio scene for pirate radio. We have a world radio and upcoming every week DX shows on shortwave. There's shortwave station resources with schedules and stuff like that. The DX program guide, not just listening, which caters to anything that has radio aspect to it, from movies to books to whatever. Skip, our friend Skip into EI, has Uncle Skip's bookshelf. John Figliozzi has the Potting Along. We have, of course, technical topics, reviews. We have Eric Cottrell that has the Ham Radio Muse and News, notes, and skeds, and what's news and propagation report. Very complete bulletin, and usually goes from anywhere from 70 to 100 pages every month, full of information. If you want to join in, it's really not expensive. $10 for a year, 25 3 years. You get this beautiful, beautiful messenger, and it's not a subscription; it's a membership. You are part of a club. We have a Zoom meeting every month that you can actually join, and if you're part of the club, so this is something to look at. And cidxclub.ca is the website. You can have all the info. If you want to join in, you can just pay through PayPal or send in a check at the address that's there. And we're looking for new members all the time. So cidxclub.ca, go and check it out. I'm going to post a link here. Let me just cidxclub.ca. Here we go. And the link for the club is here. Why not join and be part of a gang of radio geeks? Join the Zoom meetings and have a fantastic bulletin every month called the Messenger. What else do we have? Let me check it out here. Yeah, if you are using a smartphone or anything, or using anything like Google Calendar, the Zoom registration automatically goes to your Google Calendars and or any other type of calendars you might be using. So that will be reminding you for sure. So it's kind of a fun thing, and we'll see each other. It's going to be cool. Andy New, nice to have you here. And we have N6RLS. Nice to have you here, watching from Radiant, Northern California. Nice to have you here, Robin. N6RLS. So let's do a little something here. How about we quickly, just for the fun of it, because I got this, and we're gonna check it out. This is the an AM/FM CNGN radio. Portable radio, very lightweight. It's like, it weighs just a plastic. Let's put batteries in here. Let's put 2 batteries in here. Do I have batteries lying around here? Nope. So let me check it out. I've got batteries somewhere down here. There we go. 2 batteries. So AM and FM is here. Very interesting to see that it is also. Oh, it requires the. It's interesting. I didn't notice that. So even though it has what looks like a round speaker out, it actually requires the earbuds, and that's why it doesn't have an antenna. The earbuds probably use as an antenna. So let's can I put this in here? Let's see if it kind of works. I'd be curious to see if that works. So let's put this here, and Is the tuning on and off? Let me just see if we get something from the. Are we hearing anything from here through the console? If I do this. What do we do?
Henri Bourassa. Alors, nous connaissons bien un peu l'activité.
That's medium wave.
That you made. I want to read about your whole approach when it comes to cognitive bias in terms of the leading cause of patient death. And I just want you to explain.
Hey, Jen Voss, another Syracuse grad. Just wanted to double check on that because I figured she would be. But
that's
you
not
mentioned
bad.
DJ Moore.
I'll have to tune it in an environment where there's no noise. And FM.
Well, thank you so much for your time and your insight on this issue.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Aaron Brillen is Haida and Cree and the owner of Totem Design House. Andy Everson is a co-mox
That's
and
CBC
Kawaki
88.5
artist.
FM.
They're
Quoi? Bon.
We stay
On the cat lost. So the response.
Avec nos conseillers, laissez la...
So anyways, we'll have to test it in a better environment, but that gave you a very quick FM rundown. Didn't want to have the music that actually would put a copyright strike. But so it requires the earbuds. This is interesting. Tuning seems interesting. I think this radio might not be too bad once when I'm going to use it a little more. We could see the ferrite and up there for the medium wave band. So translucent, kind of nice. It's interesting because you see that this was made to have actually a speaker at some point. There's even the circuit board has all of what it takes. And in front, there's the grill. It'd be interesting to see if actually you could add one to this if you had the proper size. So this is definitely made to have just earbuds and kind of nice. So AM, FM switch, tuning here, which is very smooth. And the on-off button here. That's pretty much it. So that's why they don't have an antenna, because they're probably using the earphone antenna jack as an antenna for the radio. So that's going to be interesting to check out. So SR35CL Pocket Radio by St. Gian, which came up to something like $21 in with the 30% off. What else do we have? Bo Busher says CIDX Club is priceless. What else do we have? It's alive. It works. Sounds nice. Yeah, it does sound nice, though. I got to say that I'm surprised at how good the audio comes out of that little radio. Pretty cool. Yeah, there was I'm Too Sexy in there. There definitely was. There's the I'm Too Sexy. It's like, it's so recognizable. I just went through for like a second and a half, and it's like, yeah, that's the song. What's the URL for the fireplace behind me? Just go on YouTube and type, endless fireplace, and you'll see all of them, including that one. That's one of the first ones that pops up, actually. What else do we have? King and the Extra thing I heard Victoria's Secrets by Jax. Oh yeah, there's it's a standard AM band with FM. Sounds like any other FM band of pretty much anything in North America. So Oh man. What else do we have? I think I saw Two Broke Tim that I forgot to say hi. Hello there, Two Broke Tim. I have what I have. Let me check it out. LRA 36 faintly on 15476. Let's check it out. Let's check it out if we hear it. Usually when the gray line fits pretty much here and down there, that's where it comes in. So I don't know what I did, but my TV's saying HDMI 1. Oh, I think I'm here we go. The tablet was on the remote control. So 15476. Check it out. Yeah, it's very weak, but it's definitely there. I could hear LRA 36. It's very weak, but it's there. I definitely hear some talk right now. We should have that song. When we put the radio up on the screen, it's like I'm too sexy. Talking about the radio, of course. So, what else do we have? What else do we have? I'm too sexy for QRM. I like that. Oh, man. J Projects, hearing some radar occasionally on 27,500 in California. Lots of 11 meters too. Oh, man. So let's open the, you guys want to open the Wi-Fi radio too? You guys want to see what's in the box? Too sexy for eSkip. Never sexy enough for eSkip. eSkip's sexy. Of course, everybody wants to see the Wi-Fi radio. So let's check that out. Check that out. So we have warranty, say hello to Spotify Premium, and a instruction manual, which is very small compared to the what I remember as being the Sangean WFR 20. So this, I would guess, is the power adapter. Yep. Typical Sangean power adapter too. It looks like the same power adapter you have on the shortwave ones. So power adapter. And let's check it out. And check out this thing. So packaging. There's another box here, which has something in it. Silica gel. There we go. Empty box. This is the box for Paul the Cat from now on. And we got a box here that has remote control. Little remote control and batteries. Packaged batteries. So that's for the device. Has more buttons than the remote control I had for the WFR 20. Let's check this out. Here we go. Not as heavy as the original WFR 20, which was a very heavy wooden cabinet. There we go, guys. This is what it looks like. And on the top, it has some plugs in the back for power, headphones, and auxiliary in connectors. Does look like a radio. Has USB ports in the front. And I'm intrigued. There's a power connector in the back. And there's something that looks like a power connector in the front, which I don't know what it is or what it does. I don't know if we can just kind of quickly plug it in and see how it powers up. See if I can do that. Check out the display at the same time. And yeah, well, shortwave radio is different. This, like I said, this for me, this is a very different thing. I don't consider this technically as a radio, but more as a multimedia device. And it's not the same thing. It's a different thing. No, it's a different category. And here we go. Let's see if we can plug that in somewhere. I'll have to temporarily unplug this in order to plug this in here. And so we're going to see what's going to happen when I turn it on. Sanjian. It says Sanjian. And I would guess it's going to ask me to connect to a Wi-Fi at some point. It's like a computer booting up. Which is, technically, it's like a computer inside. Here we go. Language, I would guess. Can I do that with this? Yeah. English, yeah. That's not a touchscreen, right? Nope. There we go. Scan QR code or visit. Oh, okay. I don't have my phone. Okay. Enable check network. Yes. Would you like to configure network now? Yes. Scanning for wireless networks. Da-da-da. This is supposed to have amazingly good there we go. Okay, networks. I'm gonna find mine. Does it connect to 5G? Because it doesn't see 5G. So yeah, this one. Enter passwords. Okay. I hate entering passwords in these devices. Oops, that's wrong. Yeah, that's not good. Anyways, I'll make videos of it. Okay, guys. Wrong password. Of course I know. So go into settings. Network. Wireless network configuration. Scanning. Oh man. Maybe with the maybe I'll be better off with the try to do it with the putting passwords. You know what I hate in these things is putting in passwords when you have no keypad or keyboards and you have to scroll through the letters and stuff. That is the most horrific way of entering complex passwords from your Wi-Fi. Okay, here we go. Does that work? What about if I go down here? Yeah, that works now. Enter. Okay. So how do I enter this? So there's an enter button, yeah. Input up and down. Okay. Move. Okay, I will be able to get it. And I should have my password entered in the next 5 hours. There we go. Oh no, I pressed enter. Ah, you hate it. I just want to have, Paul the cat. Oh, Matt is waiting for SSTV. So I'm going to go quickly, okay? And we're going to do how about we do SSTV and I'm going to set it up after because I'm going crazy. I've entered it wrong a million times. Let's do that a little later. We'll have time for that. I'm just going to shut it down and restart after. So here we go. I'm going to put it down here and let's do some slow scan, which is much more to the subject of the channel than anything else. So you guys want to try and decode an SSTV pictures I'll be sending out? I will be doing a little something because I have a little something for you guys that I will give away for anyone that shows me, even if it's not that great, but if you receive, and no cheating, no Kiwi SDRs, you have to receive on your radio the SSTV picture I'm going to be sending out calling CQ. Okay? The frequency I'm sending out is 28680. So that's the 10 meter frequency for a slow scan TV. Frequencies. So 28680. Let's put it here. 680. Not hearing anyone right now. I've heard a couple of SSTV signals in the past week on that frequency, but nobody calling back. Now I'm going to have to hide the computer screen a little because I will have to hide it for the purpose of you guys not seeing the picture I'm going to be sending out. So we're going to switch this a little like this. And I'll be sending out a slow scan TV picture in a few seconds, guys. So 28680 upper sideband. And we're going to try it. Yeah, it will receive that Wi-Fi receiver will receive some of the things like Voice of America or Radio New Zealand, BBC World Service, stuff like that. But it doesn't replace the content you hear on shortwave from many stations that aren't online. CC, nice to have you here. How do you like your FTDX10 as a receiver from W08 USA? It's I love it. I love it. It works great. Honestly, it really works great. Yeah, WX50. That's the problem. My password, entering that darn password with and it's long too. It's like, oh man, it's crazy. I don't use the WPS feature because it has security issues. I never use that. It's always turned off in my routers. Yeah, that's a question. You know what? I should try and connect a USB keyboard on it, see if it works. That'd be interesting. Got enough keyboards to try it here. That's a good idea. So 28680. And software to decode is MMSSTV, or if you have a smartphone or tablet, Robot 36 on Android is great. I'll give you guys the mode that I'll be sending it. Scotty 1. Okay. Scotty 1. I'm just going to go and I need to choose the correct keyboard for that. I think this is the one. So here we go. I'm going to fire up SSTV software. There we go. I am going to tune. So I will be, did you guys see anything? Not yet. Okay. So we were going to be sending that picture. You never know, but 10 meters, it's late for 10 meters in Europe. I agree that might not be the best for you guys in UK. Yes, Matt, why not? Why not? So I believe you can receive slow scan TV on Ham Radio Deluxe. I'm not sure, but I think yes, you can. Anyways, no problem, Matt. So okay, guys, I am going to send now 28680, and if you guys copy the picture, send it to official Shortwave Radio at gmail.com. You're going to get not an e-QSL. You guys are going to get a real paper QSL. Okay? I'll need your postal address after you send the picture. And no cheating. No Kiwi SDRs. I want to have it on your own radio, your own decode. So here we go. And we are sending. We are sending. I'm going to go see one Kiwi SDR here. See if I can hear it. So in Lamont, Alberta. I'm in Martin 1. Sorry, I forgot to change. It's Martin 1. MARTIN 1. 28680. So it's making it into Alberta. I'm hearing it on the Lamont, Alberta SDR. So like WX50 is hearing a transmission. Yeah, V9, you're too close for a 10-meter contact. So Matt says coming in pretty well, not perfect but good. Jasmine, very faint here in Seattle, but cannot decode. Yeah, might be weak. Martin 1 is the mode, MARTIN. 28680 kilohertz upper sideband. And the picture is almost all sent. There you go. Picture sent. Yeah, Vermont, you're too close also in Vermont, probably. Skipping over you. So I'm making it. Usually my pattern at this time of night is more to the west. No problem, Matt. I'll wait. I'll show you guys a picture that I sent anyways. Nobody else is answering. We could try it on 20, but on 20, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to answer back, and I'm afraid of maybe having some problems with feedback in the console. So here, Matt. Not too bad, not too bad. That's what it looked like in Denver. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. J Projects could hear it in San Diego, California, but didn't decode. Master Players Radio says weak to decode in Morgan City, Louisiana. So, no, not too bad. That was a decent decode, actually. A decent decode. You know, it's noisy, but we see the important part of it. Yeah, Martin won. Spacebar. I forgot to change. I said I was going to do it in. Yeah, Don. I knew it. I went to the Kiwi SDR. I don't know why I always choose that Kiwi SDR to see if I can hear myself. For some reason, I can always hear myself on that Kiwi SDR. Nice to have you here, VE6JY. No problem, Danny Shortwave. Can we do more? Yeah, I'll send another one. While you try to see how you can do that, Matt, I'm going to send another CQ with a different picture. If you want to, if anyone wants to try it again. And yeah, I had to look at a video on YouTube, Matt, to actually set it up again on my Yaesu FTDX10. So, hey, Paul, nice to have you here from Michigan, KE8WMF. So, oh, the Kiwi does SSTV in the extensions menu. Oh, that's nice. Check it out. You're hearing something very loud now, so somebody's there. Because if I do it on 20, I'm afraid I'm going to mess up the live show. W8WMW on 28680. I don't hear him here. Got absolutely nothing here. So I guess kind of interesting. Shortwave Archives hearing something. Is he replying to me? I don't think so. Because if he was replying to me, I don't hear him at all. Yeah, he's calling CQ. Yeah, that's what I thought. Usually on contacts like this, if he hears me, usually that means I'll hear him. Not necessarily always best, but it's very rare that you don't hear the guy, or the guy, you know, it's usually two-way. Yeah, well, 10 meters is, with the high solar activity, has been opened up to like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. local here. Dan, nice to have you on board. Don't have SSTV, but someday 6 meter might be open in the summer. Yeah, definitely. Nice to have you here from Ohio and AWJZ. Wow, that's a clear decode. That guy's really nice decode there. That's one of those perfect decodes. P5. P5. Where is he located? W8, WMW? Where is he located? QRZ W8 WMW. West WV is in West Virginia. Is that West Virginia? Yeah, Danny, shortwave. I've been hearing a lot of stuff on 10 meters and FT8 10 meters up to easily 8, 9 p.m. So West Virginia. It's interesting. It's not as like, West Virginia should technically be a north-south path here. Seems that north-south isn't working. I'm not hearing him, but east-west is working. Well, west is working. What's the other frequencies for SSTV? Let me just check it out here. HF. Maybe you could go a little bit down. SSTV. So SSTV frequencies. So we got 28,680, 21,340. There's 15 meters. I don't know about that one. There's 21,340 on 15. So, yeah, 14,230. That one I know, but I'm afraid it's going to mess up the like WX50 heard me pretty clearly, but nothing on 20 on W8 WMW. I'm going to send another CQ just for the hell of it. So if anybody hears something, I'm going to change the picture. Change the picture. Something very recognizable from the city here. Oh, something easy to. There we go. We'll go to Scotty 1. So this time around, I'm on Scotty 1. Anybody trying to use a app to decode? Scotty 1. And I will try it again on 28680. No ID for you. Nice to have you here. So I will be sending out now another CQ. This time it's Scotty 1. Need to check that out. Kiwi SDR. It's a little Mont one. So in the drop down menu, I need to check that out. So here, yeah. Where did I get that? Drop down menu. Extension. SSTV. It seems to be locking on now, but yeah, look at that. In the drop-down extension menu, you have tons of modes: FT8, fax, DRM, Navtex. There's lots of stuff. Cool. This is cool. So it's almost done. And here we go. Sent out. Another picture. Yeah, in the UK, you guys, 10 meters might not be a good band. It would have to be earlier in the day. Don Moment. Good picture. Auto detected. Scotty 1. Don Moment V6JY. Cool. Well, I'm hearing something. Very weak. It's very, very weak. Barely audible here. Barely audible here. There's something there, but it's almost impossible. I hear him very, very weak. Hey, Robocop. Nice to have you here. Guys, there's something there. I hear a slow scan, very weak one. But it's definitely impossible to... Is he replying to me, Don? Wow, I don't hear him. Almost don't hear him. And the software is not locking. It's there, but unfortunately, that's 0. So it makes out the call to Rook Tim not getting in Baltimore. J Projects got a CQSST in the static. No call image. So it's kind of interesting. So it's got my call. Unfortunately, I can't. I don't hear him. Okay, WF7I Ombre. So you can make out the call, but the pat's challenging. Yeah. You guys want to risk it? I can try 15 meters, see what happens. But if I do it, it might be a risk. So... Okay, yeah, somebody did answer back. Unfortunately, I didn't hear him at all. It's so weak that even if it had, even if it had, locked on, it would have been too noisy to even see what's in there. So the frequency for SSTV on 15 meters is 21. So everything you need to know. Here we go. So for 15 meters, it's 21,340. 21,340. So I'm going to try 15, hope that it doesn't mess up the stream. So, hearing anything? No, there's somebody talking on 21,340. I can't do it there. You're having WW0 WWV special event station? So is anybody 21335. Is it clear for you guys? 21335. Is the frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Not hearing? So 335. You heard me, Matt? Okay. Okay. Let's go. So 21335. Sending in Scotty 1. Clear in Tucson. Oh, wow. Charlie Echo 3, Victor, and oh, wow, VNH. Oh, man. Sad that I didn't have a clearer, a better copy. It would have been fun. Trevor, here's a signal in Dallas, Texas. Here in Southern Illinois. No copy on the other side of the Atlantic, unfortunately. Signal copying. Man, so sad he wasn't stronger. It would have been nice to have a Chile SSTV contact. Keith says tones audible in the UK, but too weak to the code. So there you go. The picture has been sent. So that was kind of fun. It's kind of fun. J Projects heard in San Diego. And Matt has the picture. Yeah, decent. That's noisy, but it's there. With the Olympic Stadium, Montreal's Olympic Stadium. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Nice. So pretty cool. Somebody calling CQ. Somebody calling CQ. Oh, man. This is kind of cool. This is kind of cool. Adam Lozo, exactly. Slow scan television is a picture that I'm sending out. And it is decoded on the other end. It's always USB to Brook Tim. Everything digital in the ham bands is USB in general. So it's it's exactly that. So to give you guys an idea of what I sent out, oops, this is the wrong keyboard. You know when you have too many keyboards that look alike? So this was I'm going to show you guys here. So this was the Olympic Stadium picture that I sent. And I also sent a Jupiter picture. And I also sent a Canadian flag. The first one I sent was the Canadian flag picture that you see here. So this is what I was sending it. And slow scan television using MMSS TV on the FTDX10. For the purpose, I was using the maximum power of 100 watts. And so WF7I Homebrew saw the part of the picture, Jupiter picture. Jasmine got the Jupiter picture. KW1161, no joy in the QSO. 145 SFG, got picture on 21335 via Kiwi somewhere in the US. So Jasmine on the Malahite with the MLA30 with multi-mode decoding. So cool. This is kind of fun. Don V6JY 15 meter SSTV was very good there too. So where's WW0WV? Let me check it out here. You can see it here. W0. Oh, 21340, the one I was before. 21340. Check it out. They're from March 6th to 12th. It ends tomorrow. I'm not hearing them. I'm hearing the guys calling, but I'm not. I'm hearing everybody calling, but I'm not hearing the station. So I'm not hearing him. Sir Maximus Harwood, nice to have you on board. So I'm hearing all the stations calling him, but that duty cycle was pretty high. It was punching in the max that it could. Chas Tank, if you had done this earlier in the week, most of us in Kentucky would have heard you loud and clear. 500,000 out of power due to storms. So I'm hearing all the other stations calling in, but I'm not hearing WWV of a special event, unfortunately. Any other special event here of interest? Let's see. Spain. Faroe Island on 14,200. Wow. 14,200. I hear. And there's that other station that's so close. Wow, okay. Kind of interesting. I should end the show on 20 meters. What else do we have? 10 meters. I could try 20 meters, but if I do 20 meters, I might end the show prematurely. I think one of the sweet spots that my my setup doesn't like is 20, which I need to continue working on. There's too many wires in the console, and they're so long, they're kind of acting like antennas. Try 20, everybody says. So you guys understand, if I try 20, the consequence is the end of the show is possible. And Danny Shortwave, no. What I'll do is I'll do 20 after the show ends, and anybody that receives it or not, you guys could just send me an email with the picture or something. So I'll try in the end. I just want to check something here. Let's just power up the Wi-Fi radio. We'll power up the Wi-Fi radio. Oh, I got a station. I use 0B FBK. There's a guy from Italy that has received one of my SSTV pictures. Hello, Jill V2ZZI. Sending you this SSTV image received from my station in Rome, Italy. Received on the 8th of March, 2023 at 22:33. You can see the other image I received in real time on the website. Wow. Yeah, and send me all of the pictures that I sent. 1, 2, 3. So I was received in Italy with my slow scan TV this week. Oh, this is cool. Send me an email to let me know. Pretty cool. 10 meter stars, my neighbor's washing machine. Brad, WW0WWV. Yeah, I would have tried it if I could hear it, but I don't hear him. Actually, 6 meters doesn't do anything, so not bad. On the high frequencies, I have no problems. 145 SFG says, got the Montreal Stadium picture on 21335 via the VA6 OK Kiwi SDR. Thank you, Robert Cross, for the tip. Harry, heard Radio Omrong on 11950. Radio Omrong on 11950? That's a once a year broadcast. Usually was heard a few weeks ago on 19 meters. Yeah. So let's just try to power up the Wi-Fi radio here for a second, just to see what it looks like. We're gonna try that. No, in general, I went to my neighbors because I understood that the way I'm set up, there could have been a possibility of some disturbance to some neighbors. So I went to see all of my neighbors and I said, if something weird happens with your electronic equipment, if you hear weird voices or something's just not right, maybe you should come and knock on my door and let me know. But everybody says doesn't seem to have any problem. HAP. What does it say, HAP? So maybe that would be the better choice. I'm going to try it with, I thought my phone was not here. Here we go. We're going to configure the Wi-Fi radio. Here we go. So here we go. Supposed to have QR code. Here we go. On the network. There we go. Air music control instructions of Wi-Fi app setup. Download Air Music Control app on the Google Play Store. Okay. So one of the things I can wait is 6 meters to open. So Matt just worked WW0WWV. Pretty cool. Just thank my neighbor hears weird voices already. Oh god. That's good. So allow scanning. I probably should be. Let me check it out here. Okay, connection. Let me just go down to I don't get it. I'm gonna do it manually is gonna be better. Because I'm not on the same network. So anyways, let's do it quickly. Try to do it quickly here. Sorry guys. So escape is that. So I'm gonna use D. I'm gonna use this. Here we go. Wireless. Enable. So I can't wait for 6 meters to open. It's going to be fun, I think. Bob Cantor just joined. Good afternoon, Long Island, listening to a number station in Spanish on 14375. 14375. That is a weird. That should be Cuba technically, but I've never heard them on that frequency. There we go. Dang, it's complicated to enter. There we go. Will I be able to do it in one try? The bets are open. It doesn't look what I should have. Here we go. Sorry for my little moment of being very quiet. This takes a hell of a job just to configure. Dang. That's what you get for making these really weird long passwords. I'm going crazy. No, he's on 14375 MDK2. That's 14375. 375 is just outside of it. So it's kind of interesting to see that he heard a number station there. Yeah. Am I getting there? I am. Hope it works, because if it doesn't, I'm going to scream. 14375. Let me check here if I hear anything. Is it on now? Because that's a weird frequency for the Cuban number station. Yeah, look at that, guys. 14375. I got only a carrier in now. Thanks for letting us know. Data is loud. Yeah, look at that. Is that a new frequency for the Cuban lady? Looks like a new frequency for the Cuban lady. 14375. Wow, thanks for letting us know. I would never have tried that. Hey, I'm connected, guys. Ta-da. So yeah, no, it's not jamming. They have Cuban number station has a it's like an hybrid system. So they have the voice in Spanish with the numbers, and then they have a digital broadcast that goes with it, and the digital has like numbers or something in it. So yeah, pretty good here too. S9 plus 30, roughly 20 to 30. Here's Spy HF plus Discovery. So Francis Moore, nice to have you here from Birmingham, UK. Tilbrook Tim, 14375. Yep. Yeah, from Cuba, it might jump over some places. Paul, loud and clear in Michigan. Richard Wagner, anybody else? Hear the guy in the background and got it in Northeast Illinois. All you hear is the Cuban numbers. If you hear someone in the background, you might be having a little bit of overload. WWCR is a little higher in frequency and often is an overload problem for me. So a nice Bob Cantor, thanks for letting us know. King and the Exeter, my dad hears beacons from the same place or nearby the FM stations. I hear skip. Yeah, usually that happens. Robert Cross, thanks for the tip. Pretty cool. Anthony France, of course, it's loud in Florida. Matt MDK2 says, do you use this frequency, but usually not at this time? I see it listed for 0600. Huh. So it's either something messed up there or they decided to use it now on that frequency. Aerial Imaging got a signal here on 14375. It's weird. There's a male voice. It's odd. WF7I Umbro. 35 over S9 off the Yagi, aim towards Cuba. V9JMC, you'll hear a faint male voice with Spanish numbers in the background every now and then. Yeah, well, it's a female voice. It's not a male voice. Because once the digital transmission ends, it's a female voice I have. It is a female voice between the data. You know what could be happening with the male voice? One thing that could be happening is it happens from time to time that the Radio Havana Cuba transmitters mess up. You might be hearing, it's not impossible, you might be hearing a male voice from their own transmitter of Radio Havana Cuba mixing in. That's not impossible. That's interesting. Mike WX50 here's a female voice. Aerial Imaging get the digital voice, female voice, and then non-robotic actual male voice voicing over with numbers. Huh. Interesting. Let me. I'll put it up here a little louder to see. Ed Florence, nice to have you here. Yeah, I don't hear the male voice either. Take care, Ardud. Always nice to have you on board. Well, all I hear is female voice and then the digital transmission. Okay, well, you guys are hearing something else also that we're not hearing at up here. Kind of interesting. Because one of the things that happens sometimes with the Radio Havana Cuba, so when Glenn Hauser says there's always something wrong at Radio Havana Cuba, there's the sometimes they mess up and have the number station on a Radio Havana frequency. And sometimes they have Radio Havana Cuba over on a number frequency. And it's not impossible that you might be hearing some mix in with Radio Havana Cuba and the number stations, but technically when there's a mix in, we'd hear it up here too. So it's kind of interesting. Ed Florence says only the female voice listening in North Idaho. Anthony France, I don't hear the male either, just the female in Florida. So I don't know. Could be a place. Yeah, Robert Varner, 14375. The Cuban number station on a frequency and time, well, on a time that it's not supposed to be on. I'll go to Priam, Robert Varner, and check out the schedule. You'll hear number stations aplenty. There's a lot of them. Some use digital modes, some use voice. Yeah, I think that's probably what's happening, Matt. They punched in the wrong frequency. Blogger Die, here's female voice in Central Virginia, but weekly on Texan PL 660 MLE 30. Matt says it's been a while since I last heard HM01 on a Radio Havana frequency. Yeah, it happens from time to time. Hey, Sheila, nice to have you on board from Ontario. 14375, very weak. What's a number station? It's a number station is a basically a spy station. It's really a station that is transmitting secret messages to what we think are spies in the field. So Cuba has a lot of those, probably for spies in the U.S. or in Canada. And so there's a lot of there's a lot of them in coming out of Russia, particularly. Russia has the ones that are in Morse code. They're sometimes also in polytone, kind of a weird MFSK or shift keying digital mode. The faint voice is relaying my Wi-Fi password. 6 dots _7 question mark. So it's connected now. There's a little icon that says connected, guys. I'm just gonna try something because I'm extremely curious to hear the audio quality of this thing. Internet radio, radio stations. I just want to hear global top 20 by genre, country, location. Let's say by genre. Anything. Oh, there's scanner radio. Is a genre. Pop. Pop Albania, Aruba, Australia, Bulgaria, Canada. Let's try that. Check it out here. What is in here? There's CBC Music. So these are all radio stations, actually. The Wave. Let's try one of those. I want to hear the audio quality out of this thing.
From Loco and Mitsubishi, I'm going to let you get back to your music in just 2 seconds. All I'm going to say is, if you're in the market for an SUV, test drive a Mitsubishi Outlander. If you're in the market for an SUV, test drive a Mitsubishi Outlander. It's a
okay. It's affordable, and she's talking super fast. So this is what it looks like on the display. Wow, the sound sounds pretty interesting. Wow. The sound of this thing is amazing, guys. I'm blown away. Wow. Okay. I won't play the music much, but just to let you guys know that the sound quality on this thing is amazing. Wow. I'm blown away. I am blown away. So there's all sorts of genres and stuff in here. Let me check it out. How about we go to, get out of here. Country location. Let's go and get Oceania, New Zealand. Let's see if we can get New Zealand, Radio New Zealand. New Zealand hits, news, New Zealand news. There we go. Radio New Zealand Pacific. Connecting. And getting at 75%. Buffering is long on this one. Let's try RNZ National. There we go. So this is Radio New Zealand.
How can you become or flit between the categories or merge, say, being a spender and a masser, if you're a spender?
Good point. So the personality styles are your behavioural style. So you are behaving in that particular way in these certain stances.
So this is Radio New Zealand.
So my daughter, for example,
their web stream. So anyways, kind of cool. And it has a clock that is very weak here, but there's a clock once it's turned off. So anyways, audio quality is pretty amazing on this thing, guys. I know I'm going to listen to a lot of music on that, I'm pretty sure. So can I get ABC Radio Sydney? Pretty sure. Turn back on here. That's what it does here. So if I go to Australia, so Australia. I'm gonna go down to, I guess, Australian news. So I got tens of the local stations: Canberra, all of that, Adelaide, Brisbane, ABC Brisbane. So you're talking about what? ABC Sydney? Is that what you asked? ABC Radio Sydney? There we go. I'm going to go to ABC. Got radio. ABC. There you can see it in the display. ABC Sydney. I'm selecting. That's two. It's washed out. So here's ABC Sydney. Press enter. And
that's a lovely thing to write. Thank you very much for that. And Robert says a bit more than predicted showers in Gunnedah with a very welcome 50 mils and still raining in Gunnedah. 50 mils. That's pretty good. Was listening now. Anne McLaughlin says, I was listening today and heard with interest Trevor Shields.
So that's it. Enough internet radio. But that was ABC Sydney. The audio quality, you guys can't hear it really through the microphone, but the audio quality is very amazing, very amazing. I'm happy because that's mostly that. A big part of the reason I purchased it was first of all for the audio quality, then for the content that I can get over it. Jim F, nice to have you here. Just made a contact with the WWV special event station on 15340. Cool. I don't hear him over here, so can't really do anything. So, yep, there's another Zoom meeting coming up. Once again, Sheldon Harvey just posted the details once again. So on Sunday, March the 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern, 1700 hours Universal Time, we will have a Zoom meeting for this will be the Zoom meeting for the official Shortwave channel. So hopefully you guys can come, and all you have to do is click the link, just register. You'll have all the details to get in on Sunday, March 26th. So this is going to be cool. Mickey, it's the just to show you the box. Well, we have the. So it's the WFR32. I purchased it on Amazon. WFR32. So pretty nice device. Very, very good audio. So and I got it for $195 on Amazon Canada. $195, which is lower than almost everywhere else I've seen. So it's still a lot of money, but it's the audio quality is just blowing me away. Shortwave Archive, CNR1 Jammer on 9900. Chas Tank signed up for the Zoom meeting. Yeah, that's going to be cool to have all of you here. Okay, so Matt, you're ready on to check it out on 28680. Let's try it again. I don't know at this time how it's gonna be. 28680. So we're gonna check that out. I'm gonna send out another picture. So there we go. I'm hearing something. Station coming in. Using Martin 1 mode. Oh, really? I paid 197 or 95. Interesting. 28,680. Yeah, what Amazon US 100, that would be 130, 140 Canadian plus shipping, because Amazon US would ask shipping, and be up to about 100, at least 170, 180. VE2ZZI 474. Answering back in Scotty 1 to your picture, Matt. We just passed the 50 in registrations. Woohoo, this is cool. Hope to see as many people as possible there. Yeah, copying it. Yes, I'm sending back the report. Yeah, now it's weaker. Yours wasn't too bad. Yours was about the same report, 474. Shifting propagation. Shortwave archive. Yeah, set up. Yes, absolutely. Let me just, I'm going to take the picture. Let's see. Copy it. And I'm going to, the best thing that I can do is let me just check this out. So I send a reply. So I'm sending you through Messenger, Matt. So I just sent you through the through Messenger. So Don Moment, Tiger Picture, VE6JY 474 report. Indeed. Indeed. So Matt coming in. Yeah, no problem, Matt. Take your time. Chaz Tang, gotta find my official Shortwave channel swag and wear it. You have to have that. So when 1916, I say, have you here? Yep, no problem, Matt. Go ahead. Coming in. Coming in. Let's show you guys. I'll put the camera close to show you the code from Matt here. I'll try to put the camera a little closer so you guys could see a little bit of what it looks like, even though it's a little difficult to pinpoint here. Kind of tough. I need to have that set up differently. That's Matt's answer, which is coming in. For the slow scan TV. Video Radio getting Matt in Vermont. Take care, Keith. 73. Vicky Pelletier, salutations. Nice to have you here, Vicky. All right, here you go. We got a face. We've got a face. Very nice. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. ICOM IC 7100 G5 RV. Matt in Denver, Colorado, USA. Not too bad at all. I'll send you my reply back. Take a picture here. And let's put a lot of flowers. There we go. And 73. And away we go. Transmit. There we go. Should do some official Shortwave t-shirts. Thank you, Sheila, for the tip. It's telling me that we should actually have a festive mood for Sheila's first tip on Super Chat. Hooray, hooray. Thanks for the tip, Sheila. So I'm sending out flowers right now on the it's too much problem of all the swag is kind of complicated. I'd have to find some way that it's simple and I don't have anything to do or minimum things to do, and at a reasonable price also. So nice to have. So sending out the flowers with a 73 to Matt in slow scan television. We still got Cuban numbers on 14375. I still see the signal. Mike WX50, all excited getting his first slow scan television. Woohoo. It's always fun. You know, the first time you do it, it's always fun. It's like, oh, this is so cool. So here we go. We've sent the reply with the 73. And now we're getting another one. Getting another one. Coming in now. Space Barge has been sending some on 20 meters. Yeah, this is fun. Yeah, I got more of the hang of it. I'm reassured because the first time I sent a couple of pictures on Slow Scan TV, boy, I was a mess. I was like, no, God, I got no pictures. I got no, now, even now, I want to, like you've customized yours, with your specific things you want to say. So I need to also customize mine, give a little more details in the text on the picture and stuff like that, and get more pictures also to send out. So that's pretty cool. Roger, Roger. $73. I guess we can get that in the log. Hey, let's add that to the log. Here's Ed. W0 MDK. Let's add that. Log. And we're going to add W0 MDK in SSTV on 10 meters. You're actually my first 10 meter SSTV contact. All of them have been done on 20 meters. So pretty cool. And 474. 474. 100 watts. And here we go, guys. 2306, just to 7. We've been in our contacts in the last few minutes. So here we go. SSTV contact added on 28680 with Matt in the log. Ta-da! This is cool. This is cool. So pictures. First one. Okay. First part of the Tiger was hard, but the rest came in much better after that. And flowers were really beautiful. Really nice. Not bad of a signal out there. This is cool. This is cool. It's nice to see how the others receive your picture. It's kind of fun to have it. Yep, as Sheldon is saying, if you enjoy our show, the International Radio Report every week, funding drive is starting on CKUT, keeping the station on the air, where no one else will have a show like me and Sheldon have that basically talks about other radio stations and what's happening in radio outside of the radio station. So if you want to share a little something, you can give any amount and you can donate. And there's all sorts of merchandise if you do donate. If you like the International Radar Report and you like what me and Sheldon do there, and CKUT in general, why not think about it, guys? And Mathiel, gotta log it. Yeah. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Mickey Dalmage, LRA 36 booming on 15476. Let's check it out here. Let's check it out here. Wow. You guys hear that? That is how I'm receiving LRA 36 over here in Montreal from Antarctica, way down there. This is so cool. So receiving Antarctica really well. Really well. So it's pretty much a gray line. Look at that. Did you guys see the eye on the sound go through here on the display? Look at that. Another one going through, which are radars that check for propagation. Yes, Chastank, we do change our times and our clocks tonight. Definitely. Pretty amazing. Signal from LRA 36 on 15476. Dwayne 15476 coming into Tennessee. Pretty cool. Since they have installed that new transmitter, it's really, really much better than it was in the past. I hear it on the MLE 30, but I got to say that 15476 sounds great. Much, much better on the end-fed V antenna in my backyard than it does on the MLE 30. It's definitely a huge difference. Official shortwave channel decals. And here's some music now. They're just a little bit off frequency, eh? Just enough to be annoying. More like 475.99. Jasmine says it's faint in Seattle. V9JMC getting LRA 36 about S5 to S7 right now. Nice and strong. Wow. Matt says, wow, that's coming in pretty well here in Denver too. Music. Dwayne picking it up on the long wire. Matt says, I found it at 575.96 before. Yeah, it's 9.99-ish, 9.8. They're slightly off. But it's kind of nice to hear them so well. Now, this is the strongest I've heard Antarctica. Just so amazing. Think about it, hearing Antarctica. And of course, you guys, if you ride them, please do. If you ride them, you guys will get something like this. So this is an EQSL that they send. Music's the worst. For a single sideband, music is the worst. Especially if you have a radio with a BFO and you're trying to listen. And it just is difficult to kind of get off, to the correct tones. And depending on the music, it's sometimes so difficult to get it on the right tones too. Spacebar Antarctica 15476 LRA 36 and the base Esperanza San Gabriel. Antarctica is the Argentina base. BFO, beat frequency oscillator. So some radios have, for example, all radios have a beat frequency oscillator, first of all, for a single sideband. It's just that some radios tune directly. So when I tune my radio here, I'm in the wrong position. When I tune my Yaesu, I tune it on the frequency as precisely as possible. But some radios, rather than having the precision in their frequency, they'll have a frequency that's often, to the kilohertz, which is very rough. Yeah, 15476 upper sideband spacebar. Hearing the music right now, it's pretty strong here. So when that happens, they will give you a BFO, a beat frequency oscillator knob, which actually changes. In reality, what it does is changes slightly the frequency of the radio to match the tone of the single sideband signal you're hearing. Anybody that has a radio with BFO, they're IDing right now. Radio Arcangel San Gabriel. Right, Argentina. Pretty nice signal. Really cool to hear Argentina. I can tell you that. KW1161 just received KD7 SDX. Spacebar, nothing heard here, sadly. Keegan the Xer, Ethan Gretic Edition, Satellite SSB, Ethan Elite Executive SSB, Secret Skywave have BFOs. Chaz Tank, every time you turn away from Mike, I thought my speakers went out. Yeah, it's very, very sensitive to a specific area. As soon as I turn away, it's just like, woof. Yeah, a lot of Texan portables as well. PL 600, 660, 680 are all pretty much BFO driven. Wow, this is the strongest. I'm recording. You see here the little flashing red thing here? It says record. I just pressed the record button on the Yaesu to record part of it. Just sounds too good tonight. Amazing. And this is going to go with the gray line, most of it, because when the gray line's really, really East Coast, Antarctica, it's really strong. But in the next hour or two, it's going to slowly fade off. KW61, 29600, I would guess. A narrow FM active. Pretty amazing. This is what excites me still. Thinking that, you're hearing something from Antarctica is just crazy. Chastang, work can wait. I'm staying here. That's perfect. Yes, sometimes work can wait. Dwayne, yeah, 15476 is the frequency they're on all the time. Actually, they're on often in the weekdays also, but they might have an extended schedule in the weekends, like on Saturday. Yes, your DX390 has a BFO, Chastang, definitely. So 15476, odd frequency, but they're there. Yeah, DX402 BFO. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Let's. I'm gonna put something here. I'm gonna. Oops, I always have the wrong keyboards. I always have the wrong keyboards. Because you guys don't see it, but I actually have 3 exact same keyboard. And one is for the computer that's streaming, one is for the laptop that's here, and one is for a mini PC that I have there with Windows 10 that shows up on that screen also. So I'm gonna put the world map here. For those that are looking for a really good, I'm just gonna say it after. There we go. There we go. If you guys see, here is right here. This is the eastern part of North America, and you see the daylight nighttime. That's where the gray line happens, and it goes and extends all the way down to Antarctica right here, where LRA 36 is actually. If you're looking for a good daytime, nice world map, and with a lot of bells and whistles you can play with, if you got a screen that doesn't do anything and you got a PC that lying around, Simon's World Map is amazing. Simon's World Map is one of the best world maps they can get for Windows PCs. Really, really cool. Simon's World Map. Artist Out of Crafter's Kitchen. This kind of excitement we all experience when new to the hobby and why we still love radio. Yeah. And we always have that signal that one day you might, and this is why you'd have to not abandon the radio listening, because this is, as we do the hobby and we get into the hobby a lot, is that we might get sometimes bored a little, or we might just be indifferent because we always hear the same thing. And, at some point it gets like, yeah, well, that's that, and that's this, and so on. And then all of a sudden, at some point, something's going to happen. And it's like, oh, look at that. Antarctica. It's so exciting, and you get pumped up again into the hobby. So it's kind of cool. Jasmine, what amazes me is this is the only way stuff was heard around the world at one time before the internet or satellites. Yep, definitely. KW161 picking them up best on 475.98. Matt, come on, folks. We need one more like for 100. We do have now the 100. Pretty cool. But that's the way that we keep into the hobby. If you keep listening, not cave into the negatives of what the hobby sometimes, what you hear. Oh, there's nothing on shortwave. I got nothing I can listen to. Well, you got stuff like that that's incredible, that is in there. And sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's a challenge. But I mean, this kind of gives you the energy to continue again. It really Like listening to that just makes me want to listen to the radio all evening today. It's just so cool. Spacebar. So let's Francis Moore, the Pony Express, then the Telegraph, then the Morse code. Dwayne says, well said. Greg Walker hearing Antarctica in Akron, Ohio. Spacebar, you're not looking if you can't find anything to listen to. Jasmine, I'm always hearing something new. It's there are some problems that might be a tough one. I say it all the time how noise is a big enemy to our hobby. Noise is probably what's preventing us from enjoying it. So for some, yeah, it's true they're not hearing anything, and it's not because they're not trying. It's because their environment is so difficult. They're just not hearing anything. And absolutely, there are a lot of people in that category. But once you start knowing the challenge, knowing how to try to make it better, or going somewhere with that radio, well, then after that, if you don't hear anything, it's because, yeah, you're not necessarily, either you're not sure yet. Maybe if you're new to the hobby, it's not always obvious to know where to tune. But if you're getting more experience, it's like, I don't hear anything. Well, maybe you're not trying hard enough, but it's kind of tough sometimes, I gotta say. Matt says it's easy to become discouraged when your favorite stations disappear, but that's where expanding your listening horizons come in. Yeah. And getting your hand license, it adds a new dimension to the hobby. It adds something to, like, just look at an example. I'm sure some people watching might not have been interested in ham radio much. Saw me do the contacts with SSTV with Matt and try a few things. Or last week trying to call CQ and some heard me. Suddenly you're like, wow, this is something maybe that's interesting. And once again, one of the things about shortwave is, well, all we hear is, there's nothing on. You don't cave into that. Same with, oh, well, everybody's on FT8 and, everybody's talking about their prostates on 80 meters. Yeah, well, you know what? There's way more than that. There was me and Matt sending some pictures, and there are others doing the same thing. There are some people calling CQ on, amazing places. And what happens is that you have the ability to change that, to do something about it, and add, not only are you just going to, listen, now you'll be able to even use the shortwave bands to not to broadcast, but to transmit and make contacts with other people. There's a lot going on, but you have to want to do something about it. That's for sure. But it is tougher for some than for others, and that we have to understand that. You know. Greg Walker, what are the best headphones for shortwave radio? Anybody using specific headphones that they like and they find that it's perfect for shortwave? Because sometimes good headphones for music aren't necessarily the best headphones for listening to the radio. That's why they used to make communications headphones. They were geared at the human voice, rather geared at the very wide range of frequencies of music. RJDA Dakota, for me, shortwave radio was like the internet before the actual internet came out. I used to listen to hundreds of different stations. Jasmine, the transmission has clearly recharged Jill's shortwave batteries. Boomer's life, it's a challenge of picking up weak stations. Definitely. But once you do, it's kind of exciting. That's like, wow, I was able to do it, King and the Xer are local stations off the air allowing you to hear others. Yep. K1161, 29620 and Narrow FM. Isn't that a repeater in New York? Keegan DXer, or the conditions allow for overpowering of closer stations. Yep, definitely happens. Spacebar, getting my license was the best thing I've done. Jesus Freak, nice to have you here from Nova Scotia, Canada. King and DXer's dad, been licensed since August 15, 1954. Since August 1954. Yeah, you should, King and Dexter. You're going to have a lot of fun being on the air, I'm sure. Matt, MDK2 says, I do have to say having a hand license with HF privileges has done a lot for me personally. There's other Crafter's Kitchen. The MLA30 still gives me excitement and no longer gives me excuses that there is nothing on. There is always stuff on besides prostate nets. Yeah. And the MLA30, I know, has saved many. It's an inexpensive way to maybe save your hobby. You know, the MLA30, I'm glad that we talk about it. I'm glad that I've promoted that thing a lot because a lot of you have, got back seriously into the hobby because finally you have something that actually, that actually receives signals because you've got an antenna that works well. And that's pretty cool also. A lot of you the hobby's been saved because of that little thing. Yeah, you should, Chess. Thank you, Michael. A nice comment. Jasmine, my listening situation today is far from ideal in a condo in downtown Seattle, surrounded with noise. 6,000, 8,000 kilohertz has a noise floor almost nothing can get through. But I work around that the best I can, and that's the way we have to do it. Here I'm not in the ideal situation, but I make the best of it, smack in the middle of the city of Montreal here. Mike WX50 using Kenwood Communications headphones, really like them. Others out of Crafter's Kitchen, best headphones for shortwave are the AV headphones they sell to schools. I have cheap pair that are great. Keegan uses Sony wireless stereo phones with Bluetooth for his iPhone. Let me just go here. Jasmine, Yamaha RH5MA monitoring headphones. KW1161, 29620 is the Catskills Mountain repeater for New York City. Chuck Davis, can you pick up Ukrainian radio? They are on WRMI, but I don't remember the schedules of what time they actually are on the air. But I know that you can hear them through WRMI. David in Barcelona, EA3IEK says, my experience is that headphones and speakers that aren't too high fidelity for music tend to actually perform quite well for narrowband communications audio like SSB. Yeah, you have to have, that's why they were, if you remember, Radio Shack sold a pair of headphones called communications headphones, which was different than the headphones you used for music. And that's because they are specific for the human voice, which is for the most part what we listen to when we listen to the radio on shortwave. The Shortwave Archive says something that got me excited about shortwave was when I tried the shortwave bands in the morning and found Radio New Zealand Pacific. Definitely. And I still remember the first time I heard Radio Australia. Dang. That night, you should have seen me jumping up and down. And I'm not kidding. I was 14 years old. I could jump up and down really well. Not like today. I'm going to break a bone or something. Richard Califano, would you close with Moscow Nights tonight? It's always fun to watch you. Yeah, sure. Sure. We're going to do that. Matt says, I saw Tim Trum had the exact same pair as mine last week in the Shortwave Festival. Trevor, if you're a risk taker and know what to look for when you can fine-tune the potentiometer, the MLA30, don't do it if you prefer your current setup. Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's place for improvements, as they say. Laird Nigel Lawrence, nice to have you on board. Yeah, the problem with WTWW. So Don Moment says V6JY, his opinion is that any headphones are good for audio, but the comfort is the main parameter. Yeah, especially if you're going to have them for a very, very long time in your ears. They better be comfortable for sure. V9JMC, for shortwave listening, I find the Dollar Star headphones work best. Dollar Star headphones. I'm gonna have you know what? I have to go there tomorrow. I should check for Dollar Store headphones and try them. The most cheap headphones lack the bass, which I found would muddle the audio. Hey, Brian Penny, nice to have you on board. Says yes, close with Moscow Nights, but don't rush. If you want to try it, Brian Penny, we got great reception of LRE 36 from Antarctica on 15476 upper sideband. Pretty good here. RJ Dakota uses a set of JBL corded headphones that he uses with his portable shortwave radios. Nice to have you here, Laird Nigel Lawrence, G0MEJ, KG0PL. Jasmine says, I'm a very patient listener and can wear the Yamaha RM5s for hours since they are super lightweight. Keegan the Extra, the headphones help when listening to recordings of weak FM stations. That is one of the things also that's very, very nice. When you are in a very, like, for example, one of the things I've been thinking about getting for my Yaesu is a pair of headphones. Because there are contacts that when they come back to me, there's so much in the noise that I'm thinking that maybe with the headphones on, I'd have a better chance at making out what they're actually saying. So I definitely, I think a pair of headphones would not be a bad idea for my my Yaesu transceiver. Like WX50, I always wanted to get those Kenwood headphones. When I bought my Kenwood R1000, never got around to it until recently. Just to wait about 40 years. Well, you know, finally got them. Trevor, I use $8 Panasonic in the ear headphones from Amazon. So, you know. But headphones do, you know, make the hobby more easier when you try to especially get Tough DX that's, you know, in the noise. It might bring up something that makes you understand what it is and have a better listening. And like Don said, you know, I remember having headphones that pinch your ears, like, you know, the pressure of the headphones in your ear. It's like I remember, like, you know, after a while you just can't anymore. It's like your earlobes become so sensitive. Any Shortwave says, good point on using headphones when using transceiver. Listen better when trying to copy contacts. Yeah, I think that's one thing that I need to get out, invest in. KW61 uses his old Bose headphones. Shannon Harvey says, I have the Kenwood HS5 headphones with the Kenwood R5000. Great audio and very comfortable. So, yeah, I remember those. I remember seeing those back then. King and the Xer, that's how I was able to identify KENW in New Mexico under KWGS Tulsa, Oklahoma. So, you know, That's pretty cool. Spacebar. Something I need to replace is some headphones. What external speakers are best for shortwave? It depends on everybody. I use the my old realistic speaker here that works great, but a lot of people are using computer speakers. I guess speakers that, if you can have speakers that you can set, at least have a bass treble control on them so that you can adjust the high and low frequencies to kind of have the best audio response for whatever you're listening to is might not be a bad idea. But some people use computer speakers. Some people, I don't, I think if you ask that question, there's probably as many answers as there are speakers and set of speakers out there. One of the things that is very nice on speakers, external speakers, amplified speakers for little portable radios, they do add a very, very good sound, almost, like desktop receiver class sound on a small portable, which helps a lot. Cool, Brian. Yeah, great signal from LRA 36. Since they changed that antenna, the transmitter they changed, man, they are really, really good. Then Nigel P. Lawrence says, I'm thinking of buying the receiver, the XH Data D808 portable digital. External antenna is any good? With LCD, is that radio is great. The D808, XH Data D808, you're going to have a great radio. Spacebar has a pair of BHI DSP speakers. Sheila, much better listening experience with headphones. I have Beats Solo 3 connected directly with a wire to my Texan PL680. Definitely makes speech more intelligible. Yeah, and sometimes it changes also one thing that we don't realize is that the speaker's response on the portable, even on those big transceivers and big desktops, I've found that most of them have okay audio, but nothing more. You need something else. The first, I actually got the realistic because I got the Kenwood R5000. And the first thing you notice in the Kenwood R5000, that speaker up is, I need something else. I need something better. And that's how I ended up with the realistic. And that's been my main speaker for a long time. It's still, that thing's been running for 30 years past. It's pretty cool. V9 JMC on the topic of headphones and external speakers. The trouble is that everyone is going to have different listening preferences. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. So pretty cool. Sennheiser headphones, Francis Moore. So you just whatever you want, whatever you're using is great. Bruce, nice to have you on board. They must have cost less when I bought them many years ago. The MFJ 281 speaker. Nice to have you here, N9BH. And 6RLS FLDG. Don't like newest version. Went back to 4.1.23. Just works. What they change? I haven't checked for the new version lately. David, for voice AM, but mostly SSB, I recommend using a home cinema, home theater center channel speaker. That's usually what movie dialogues come out of. Works great for ham audio. Curtis Autocrafter's Kitchen just posted a photo of the headphones he uses in the Facebook group, so you can check it out. So pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. So it's nice to see, we adapt to our hobbies with, whatever we have and want. It's kind of cool. So, you know what, guys? We're going to wrap it up. Been 3 hours 45. Not bad of a run. I just want to remind everybody one last time that we will have a meetup on the Shortwave group. We'll have a Zoom meeting, and to join in, make sure that you do join in to the Zoom meeting. You'll have to just click the link here, and by clicking the link, you'll be able to register. Sunday, March 26th, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Iron Boy 36, nice to have you here. You'll be able to join in and, see who's out there. Maybe you're wondering what some of us look like. You guys see my face all the time. Probably tired of seeing it anyways, especially after 3 hours. You, of course, can just join in. If you don't have a camera, it doesn't matter. If you have just audio, well, say hi, come and join us, and you'll see everybody else. So we hope to beat as many people as possible. Don't forget. So all coming up on March 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern, 1700 hours Universal Time. You just have to, it's free. You just have to click the link, register. You'll have the link in there for the Zoom meetup that we'll have at the end of the month. Hope to see many of you there. It's going to be kind of cool to see everybody here. So we're going to, by request, we're going to, so Sheldon Harvey says 51 registered at this point. We hope to have even more than that, guys. Let's ramp it up. Hey, we got 40,000 subs on the channel. I'll post a video there for that. We've got 3,000 plus subs on the Facebook group. I mean, come on. Can't believe we can't have more than 50 people registering for this event. So thanks, guys, for being here, being great fans. It's always fun to have all of you here. And register link, yes. There you go, guys. Register link is here. So 73, thanks for the SSTV QSO also, Matt. It was nice to do that. Kind of nice to see the quality of the pictures. Also gives you an idea of the signal quality where you were receiving. So take care, everybody, and by popular demand, we will end the show with the Moscow Nights. I'm just going to lower this. Signal on LRA 36 is starting to fade out a little bit. So I'm going to put the headphones so I can hear Moscow Nights. And Jasmine heard back from Canon Spectrum Monitor. He was excited about WLO recording and is sending it. Oh, cool. That's cool. So Richard is going to register after Moscow Nights. So pretty cool, guys. Stay safe. Always nice to have you here. And we're listening to Antarctica 15476 kilohertz upper sideband, Aaron Boy. So let's go fire this up here. YouTube. Moscow Nights. And thanks, guys, for being a great gang as usual. It's always fun to have all of you here. Here we go. Start up now. And we're at 55. Come on, guys, register. We're going to get all 40,000 subscribers to join. 3, everybody. Yep, downloading the latest version of Zoom is going to help you. Using MLA30 antenna for my radio, and I use a NFED V antenna for my transceiver. Free dance lessons. Yeah, not sure. Yep, thank you for the moderators. Spy Movie Jazz. I like that. Jasmine has a name for it. Spy Movie Jazz. Love you all, guys. Stay safe. Listen to the radio. You got to turn it on if you want to listen, and it's got to stay on. Take care, guys.